We created Powerful Voices for Kids as a partnership between the Russell Byers Charter School and the Media Education Lab at Temple University because we wanted to explore what media literacy and technology integration look like in a K-6 urban environment.
We want our students to be powerful, to be self-confident, to feel that they have as much right to be heard as anybody else, and they can use these mediums, which they're already a part of anyway, to be able to express their own interests and concerns and to be engaged citizens.
What we're trying to do is to give them the tools that they're getting at school that they can apply to all parts of their life. It's actually an attempt to integrate what they're experiencing out of school with what they're learning in school.
If you expect your children to drive, would you just set them in the middle of the highway and put them behind the wheel and let them go? Or would you educate them on driving first? Same thing with media.
The first week of the program, 23 educators came from this school, from the Byers School, and from other schools around the region and around the country, participated in the Summer Institute. Teachers got immediately how when we can activate kids' natural interests in their culture, then we can use their interests to promote reading comprehension and writing skills.
Since the Institute, I've really thought about ways to really do media literacy, I guess, which is giving the kids the power of the technology to use the technology instead of me just setting up the technology and having them passively use it, that I'm actually going to be expecting them to learn how to use the computer and learn how to use the cameras, and then they can be the ones to have the power to use it.
We've used English class concepts like literal language and figurative language, and we've also taken new concepts like video editing and creating your own website, and we've been able to integrate this so that they are starting to apply the skills back and forth. So we've kind of opened up a two-way street between the traditional media and the new media that they're using.
Learning to ask questions is a process, and some of the questions that children learn to ask and answer this summer are really simple questions. Who's the author? What's the purpose? What techniques were used to attract your attention? Who's the target audience? What was left out? Some of the most exciting moments in the program came when kids asked questions and really got to sort of unpack some of those ideas with more sensitivity and more nuance than what they'd ever get in encountering those ideas through the mass media.
It's exceedingly important that we put technology even on the most elementary levels, simply because even a 4K is like a sponge. They are taking in everything in their environment and they're trying to make meaning out of it. So if they cannot discern at those early levels, then they're going to be exposed to things that perhaps we don't want them to be exposed to.
They have the internet, they have TV, they have the radio, they have iPods, cell phones. They see it so often that it's just part of their everyday life.
When I first got my cell phone, by the time I got home, my cell phone was already programmed with everything in it. She know more about that phone than I do.
Yeah, when I was a kid, there wasn't no 11 o'clock news or nothing, you know? And you see where it's going now. We got stations that do nothing but news, 24 hours a day.
Through media, children learn about the adult world that is sometimes really messy.
Once you take out the filters, everything comes into the classroom. But we talk about it. Everything is fair game for discussion. And I think when you do that, you take away some of the taboo of that controversy in the first place.
Having the opportunity to work with media gives children's voices some authenticity, and it gives them power. And through that power, they begin to develop a very strong positive self-image.
We take trips to show what media is, and then they just give us examples of what it looks like in real life.
We went to the Comcast Center and we went to Sprout and they showed us the puppets because they had a microphone. It was like this thing that goes in your pocket and then it comes up and goes on the shirt.
We always have to be critical thinkers about the quality of all the messages we receive, whether that's from the New York Times or from some YouTube video.
Sometimes kids only know what they're taught and they don't try to go further to see what they can learn on their own.
When you can think outside the box from others' experience, the best thing you could teach a child is how to identify things, how to analyze things, and how to adjust to things. Then they can elevate up to critical thinking where things are more serious as they grow older.
Comedy, drama, action.
Adventure. They're using their brains all the time as opposed to letting them sit and do nothing while they're not in school, because everything that they watch becomes a learning experience.
We wanted to create an opportunity where we could have some deeper, richer conversations, and to do that in the context of kids seeing themselves as authors and as creators of media messages.
In 1 week they were writing a song for audio, in 1 week they were making a film for video, in 1 week they were writing a fiction film script for storytelling week, in 1 week they were doing a debate.
We figured out that we could make a newscast. We each had to pick a job that we wanted to do. So, and I was over there with Jordan and Jasmine because they was making a commercial. So what we did was we wrote down our scripts. We came in this room, which is a green screen room, and we used a green wall as a green screen. And I played the part of Atlanta, and then we started videotaping. We made a shoe called Jordan. We made logos first, and then we finished the video.
Teachers sometimes feel like they have to be the experts. And I think in this program, teachers discovered that you don't have to be the expert to create a learning environment where kids can share and ask questions and learn.
All you need to be able to understand are the choices themselves, and there's a lot of software that makes demonstrating those choices easier.
If somebody wanted to teach you how to use the flip camera, you need to know how to hold it.
How do you hold it?
You hold it make sure your fingers are not right there, and make sure you hold it like this.
It was very interesting to use all of the media that we were learning during the Institute with the children, and I am looking forward to using it with my students.
The powerful questioning process is something that takes practice, and so like any muscle, kids got this summer a little chance to exercise that muscle, and we hope to be able to draw that thread back into the classroom this fall when the teachers who were enrolled in the Summer Teacher Professional Development Institute will bring back some of these ideas into their curriculum.
I was incredibly impressed this summer to see how the children took to all of the cameras that they had available to them, and right now in my art class, kids are presenting a PowerPoint presentation to each other. They take to it like fish in the water. They get excited about what they're learning if they are using contemporary media.
They need to take the skills that they learn here and hopefully be able to apply them in everything they do. Use your voice in everything you do.
The earlier you reach kids with these ideas, the earlier you set them on a path of intellectual thinking about their everyday lives that they can't undo.